Have you ever spent hours highlighting a textbook, rereading your notes, or watching a tutorial, feeling absolutely certain that you've mastered the material, and at time of examination you simply stare at the question paper with scared face? It's the worst feeling, right? You put in the time. You did the work. So why did it you forgot everything you have read? What you experienced wasn't a lack of intelligence. It was a cognitive trap known as the illusion of competence. It is the neurological phenomenon where your brain confuses recognition with recollection. Just because your eyes recognize the words on a page doesn't mean your brain knows how to retrieve that information when the book is closed. That's the reason you forgot everything at time of examination. Today, we are breaking down exactly why your brain tricks you into feeling smart, and the science-backed strategies you can use to break the illusion and learn anything effectively. Before we dive in, if you're new here, I'm Vishnu Teja. I talk tech, productivity, future-shaping ideas, gadgets, and a mix of random interesting stuff. Without wasting time, let's get started. To understand how to beat this, we have to look at how our brains handle data. When you reread a chapter or look at a solved math problem, the information flows smoothly into your brain. Because it feels easy and familiar, your brain releases a tiny hit of satisfaction. When you look at the topic, it whispers, "Hey, I know this." But psychologists call this passive learning. The recognition trap. Recognition requires very little cognitive effort. It's like looking at a photo of a landmark and saying, "Oh yeah, I know that place." Retrieval, on the other hand, is like being dropped in the middle of that city without a map and trying to find your way home. The most common triggers of this fake confidence include highlighting and underlining. It feels like productive work, but it often just turns into coloring. Rereading notes. Your eyes skate over the text. It's familiar, so you mistake familiarity for mastery. Watching solutions. Watching an expert solve a problem makes it look effortless, masking the actual difficulty of the task. Essentially, you are looking at the answer sheet and convincing yourself you could have written it. If you want to build real competence, you have to introduce what cognitive scientists call desirable difficulty. Learning should feel a bit hard. If it feels too easy, you're probably falling for the illusion. Here are some of concrete, scientifically proven techniques to replace fake competence with real mastery. 1. Active recall, the Blurting Method. 2. The Feynman Technique. 3. Interleaving. Now, let's see active recall. Instead of putting information into your brain over and over, you need to practice pulling it out. Write down everything you know about a topic. Blurt it all out. The order doesn't matter. Next, compare your blurt to your notes. Identify what you got wrong or totally forgot about. Study what you got wrong or don't know yet. As you can see in this process, instead of just reading, you read a section once, close the book, and blurt everything you can remember onto a blank piece of paper. Only then do you open the book to check what you missed. This forces your brain to build stronger neural retrieval pathways. Next one is the Feynman technique, named after the physicist Richard Feynman. It's a very simple technique. This technique challenges you to explain a concept to a child or someone completely unfamiliar with the topic. Step 1. Choose a concept. Step 2. Explain it out loud or write it down as if teaching it to a 10-year-old. Step 3. Identify the exact moment you start using jargon or get stuck. That bottleneck is the gap in your true understanding. And repeat this for every concept. The Feynman technique forces active recall. By making you generate an explanation entirely from scratch, by forcing himself to teach it simply, Leo transitions from passive recognition to active recollection. The next one is interleaving. Most people study by blocking, spending 3 hours straight on one topic, then moving to the next. Instead, try interleaving. Mix up the types of problems or topics you study in a single session, rather than studying one thing for hours. Let's take an example. A boy named Teja. Teja spends the first hour doing 20 linear equation problems in a row. Because every single question requires the exact same formula, the second hour doing 20 geometry problems in a row. And yeah, every single question requires the exact same formula, and then next hour doing statistics problems. His brain goes on autopilot. He thinks, "Wow, I'm crushing this math problems." But he isn't learning how to choose the formula. He is just repeating it mechanically. Here, once he is completed practicing problems on statistics, he forgot some formulas of linear equations where he studied at beginning. So he changes his strategy. He creates a practice set where the problems are completely scrambled. Now, every time moves to the next question, his brain experiences a brief moment of friction. He has to pause and ask himself, wait, what kind of problem is this? Which formula do I need to use to solve it? While interleaved studying feels much harder and Teja might make more mistakes during practice, it mimics the actual exam. On the test, questions won't be nicely sorted by category, resulting in much higher performance on exam day. Moving away from the illusion of competence means accepting a painful truth. Real learning feels clumsy at first. When you test yourself and fail, it doesn't feel good. It feels much better to highlight a book and pretend you got it down. But that discomfort is the feeling of your brain actually rewriting its wiring. Next time you find yourself saying, I already know this, close the book, turn over the paper, and prove it to yourself. Break the illusion before the test does. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button, subscribe for more amazing videos, and drop a comment below. Which method are you going to try first? Until next time, keep learning, keep testing, and break the illusion.